The skies above London had always been unpredictable, but no one expected what unfolded on that eerie Tuesday morning. At precisely 9:47 a.m., the clouds over Westminster swirled unnaturally, forming a dark vortex that pulsated with bluish light. For a few seconds, time itself seemed to pause, birds froze mid-flight, traffic lights glitched, and a strange hum echoed through the air like an ancient frequency awakening after centuries of silence. Then it appeared. A massive ship, unlike anything known to humanity, emerged from the vortex. Its body was blacker than night, absorbing sunlight like a void in the sky. It was enormous, stretching across the length of the Thames, hovering silently over the city. People stopped, pointed, screamed, and ran. Phones recorded. Sirens blared. Panic spread like wildfire. Within moments, emergency broadcasts activated on all devices. The Prime Minister was taken to a secure underground facility beneath Whitehall, while RAF jets scrambled from nearby bases to intercept the unidentified object. But before they could reach it, beams of green light shot down from the ship, incinerating a section of Parliament and turning Big Ben into molten metal. In the chaos, London's iconic skyline became a war zone. Buildings crumbled, bridges collapsed, and the air filled with smoke and debris. The alien craft didn't communicate, didn't respond to attempts at contact. It simply hovered, emitted pulses, and occasionally fired its weapons with terrifying precision. As the military engaged, ground forces set up barricades across the capital. Civilians were evacuated toward the countryside, but the M25 quickly turned into a gridlocked trap. Helicopters roared overhead, dropping supplies and extracting wounded. Hospitals filled within hours. No one knew how many had died. From across the UK, eyes were glued to the news. Manchester, Birmingham, Glasgow, entire cities watched in horror as London fell under siege. Some believed it was the end of the world. Others speculated it was punishment. Conspiracy theorists flooded the internet, claiming it was a government cover-up finally revealed, or that the attack had been foretold in ancient scriptures. But the truth was simpler, and far more terrifying. Scientists from Oxford and Cambridge were summoned to a military base in Wiltshire. They studied the ship's patterns, its energy signatures, and came to a chilling conclusion: this was not a scouting mission. This was an extermination. The ship was terraforming the air, releasing microscopic agents designed to alter Earth's atmosphere. If left unchecked, within weeks, the planet would no longer support human life. Inside Downing Street's emergency bunker, panic turned into planning. The United Nations declared a global emergency. NATO forces mobilized. The United States, China, and Russia, once reluctant allies, now stood united against a threat none could have imagined. But nothing worked. Missiles couldn't penetrate the ship's force field. Lasers were deflected. EMPs failed. One brave pilot flew a Typhoon directly into the vessel in a suicide run, hoping to crack its hull. The jet exploded upon impact, but the ship remained untouched. In the following days, smaller crafts descended from the mothership. Humanoid in shape, these alien soldiers were encased in armor that shimmered with energy. They stalked the ruined streets of London, scanning, capturing, and eliminating anything that moved. They didn't speak, didn't hesitate. A shot from their weapons vaporized flesh and left behind only shadows. Underground resistance grew. Former soldiers, civilians, and even street gangs joined forces to create safe zones beneath the city. Using the old tube tunnels and forgotten bunkers from World War II, they set up command centers. One such cell, led by a young British Army captain named Eliza Moore, became legendary. Eliza had seen her entire unit wiped out in the first attack. Fueled by rage and determination, she organized one of the first successful retaliations, using homemade explosives to destroy a patrol of alien drones. Her victory inspired others. Soon, stories of resistance spread through whispers and radio signals. A movement had begun. Meanwhile, scientists made a breakthrough. A researcher named Dr. Kiran Shah discovered that the alien technology resonated on a unique frequency. By manipulating sound waves at precise intervals, they could disrupt the energy shields surrounding the enemy. It wasn't much, but it was something. The first prototype, a modified sonic cannon, was rushed to the front lines. The weapon worked. A single blast brought down one of the smaller crafts. Cheers erupted in bunkers across the nation. For the first time, hope returned. The resistance began mass-producing the device, attaching it to stolen trucks and drones. The aliens, once invincible, could now be hurt. The tide began to turn. In Cardiff, resistance fighters repelled an alien force attempting to capture the Welsh Parliament. In Edinburgh, a coordinated ambush using sonic weapons and Molotov cocktails brought down a control tower. Even in London, Eliza's group reclaimed parts of the underground and broadcast their first open message: "We are still here. We are fighting. And we will win." But the aliens responded. They released a new weapon, biomechanical hounds that hunted by heat and sound. Dozens of resistance fighters died within hours. Cities burned. The mothership darkened the skies with a second wave of crafts. It became clear that the invaders were adapting quickly. Then came the message. For the first time since the attack began, a transmission broadcast across every device, every screen, every frequency. A face appeared. Tall, thin, with glowing eyes and skin like molten silver. The voice was deep and emotionless. "This planet is claimed. Your kind is obsolete. You had your time. Surrender, and some may live to serve. Resist, and none shall remain." The world paused. Then the resistance answered. Eliza's voice rang out moments later on the same channel. Her face bruised, her uniform torn, but her eyes burning with defiance. "We will never serve. We will never kneel. This is our home, and we're taking it back." And so the war continued. Not between equal powers, not with guarantees of victory, but with a burning belief that even in the face of extinction, humanity would not go quietly. The cities may fall, the armies may falter, but the spirit of resistance would endure. In every ruin, every shattered street, and every whisper underground, the words echoed. "We are still here.